Hello, and welcome to Who's in the Pew? I'm Melissa Pici, editor of La Fe magazine. This show is an extension of La Fe and a production of We Hope, which is run by the Diocese of Laredo's Communication Department. Each week, we will get to know someone new and learn a little bit about his or her unique involvement in our diocese. We hope you will enjoy meeting others who sit in the pews of parishes right here in the Diocese of Laredo. Hi, and welcome to this episode of Who's in the Pew. I have joining me today best friends Sofia and Alejandra Vasquez. They're both volunteers at Divine Mercy Parish here in Laredo. Welcome, Sofia and Alejandra.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
So you all are best friends. How long have you been friends?
Since freshman year of high school.
Of high school.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, now both of you are currently sophomores in college.
Yes.
But you're completing you had some extra credit going into college, is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is technically what semester actually at?
Our second semester.
Yeah. Second semester. Okay, and you're at what here locally at Texas A&M International University?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great. And so how did you meet?
It was through a mutual friend.
Yes.
And we just ended up having a class together. It was like one of those classes where you don't know anyone. And I was like, well, she knows my friend.
And I was actually, it was our gym class, and I actually got switched out of that class.
Yeah,
so I was there for like 3 weeks. But then we just kept talking. And then later, sophomore year, we had another class, and then we became even closer our sophomore year.
So even after you got switched out of the class, you still would see each other and
we had that communication.
Connect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's nice. Very nice. So, and what high school did you go to?
Alexander.
Yep.
Right. I graduated from Alexander too. So I am a former Bulldog.
Oh.
And so, yes, love Alexander.
Go Bulldogs.
It's grown a lot since I was there.
It has. No. In between classes, it's like a stampede. You can't
There's a lot of people.
Really
bump into everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Were you all there when the freshman campus was separate?
We were
the main campus?
The first one, right?
Yes, we were the first class in the freshman campus.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
And then we got to Maine and we were like,
not as nice.
Yeah.
I've never been to the freshman campus, so I've never seen it.
I like it.
It's really nice. Except their alarm sounds like it's an airport. It's like the passing class is like, it's weird.
It's like
yeah. It's like, what?
Well, that's kind of nicer than the traditional bell, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and then at Maine, our principal, in the mornings, if we were late to class, he would start playing music.
And we actually had that.
Your principal.
Yeah.
Would do that.
Mm-hmm. He would start, and then I think he would sing towards the end. Yeah.
He would sing.
Yes, at the end. Mm-hmm.
Does he have a good voice? We won't name names. I don't know if he's still there or not. Hey, that takes a lot of guts.
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun principal. Someone who would make the environment fun like that. I don't know that I've ever heard of another school that plays music. Yeah. So nice. Very interesting. So how were you all involved in high school? Were you involved, in any clubs in particular at Alexander?
We were part of the magnet program, and through the magnet program, our freshman magnet teacher kind of told us to, well, not told us, but she encouraged to join the HOSA club. And that's why I did that for 3 years. You did it for 4 years.
And what is HOSA? I know it's Health
Occupational Students of America.
Yes. I would always forget the initials,
around
to be honest.
Yes.
And so that helped to prepare you are you, okay, so Alexander, the magnet school, it's a health and science magnet school, right? So is that what both of you are currently studying?
Not me.
No.
But I initially wanted to be in the medical field, but then I switched courses and now I'm a psych major.
Oh, wow. Well, that's still health related.
Yeah.
Psychology, mental health.
You still help people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you make a difference.
I do.
Yes.
What are you studying?
Nursing.
Nursing.
So, yes.
And do you know what specialty you want to go into with the nursing?
Anything with kids, whether it be neonatal or just pediatrics or anything with kids.
Wow, that's great. That's a lot of fun. Well, I imagine it's probably very difficult, but also very rewarding at times.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. And so did you change your major because of like your experience with magnet school or with Jose, or was it more?
It was more
high
of
school?
like, I think the majority of high school up until like maybe like junior year, I was set on like nursing or like doctor. Like I really wanted it. And then like the whole pandemic hit. And I feel like that was like, I was like, oh. And then I realized that I think nursing wasn't like the career that I think I'd excel at. And then I think, yes, like doing magnet, like I loved it and I thought it was great. But like personally, I just feel like I couldn't, because I get very overwhelmed very easily, like when like stressed in situations like that. So I was like, I don't think, and I wanted to be an emergency room nurse.
Oh wow. Yeah, that might not be the best fit.
I was like, you know what? Maybe no. And then I was like, okay, like I could be a psychiatric, like for like psychiatric nurse. It has a specific name. I'm just not sure what it is.
Okay.
But then I was like, wait, I could just go the psychology route because I would be doing like the similar thing, but I wanted to be more of like a psychologist. And I was like, oh. And then that's why I settled on psychology.
That's great. Do you have a particular population that you would like to help, or are you just open to anyone who needs help, any age?
Obviously, like, would love to help anyone, but I want to focus with kids, like with children, adolescents. Like, that's kind of the more, like, target demographic that I would like to, like, help. Nice. Not that I don't want to help everyone. Like, of course I
do. Yes.
But kids are at an age where they're sponges. And
and they just...
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, and so that makes sense given your involvement at your parish. You both help with EDGE, which EDGE is a program designed for middle school students. Mm-hmm. So kind of makes sense. Both of you enjoy helping kids, and so you volunteer with this. So tell us a little bit, what specifically is EDGE for people who don't know?
I would say EDGE is a youth group for middle schoolers. It just encourages children of that age to open up their faith and kind of learn more about it through talks and activities as well, and just discussions amongst their own age group.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So it's a more interactive way to grow in the faith.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Kind of as opposed to catechism classes, where that tends to be more like your typical classroom setting, right?
Yes.
Nice. So Alejandra, what's your favorite part of helping with EDGE?
I think I love like interacting with like the kids and like the middle schoolers, because they're so funny. like just things that it's like I feel like we weren't at that age like not long ago, but yet so many things are different. Mm-hmm. And like I do something and they're like, we don't do that anymore. And I'm like, what?
Already?
I'm like, huh? And then like I just think it's really funny, like just how like they experience things. And I also think it's very refreshing, because obviously, like, not to say that like they don't stress, obviously, but it's a different level of stress. And I think just seeing like how they interact with things and how some things are like very like they see like just like in a more simpler way. I think it's very beautiful, like to see like how they like go about things. Like if they're like, oh yeah, like I'm not doing good in my classes, okay, and we're like over here like stressed out. And I feel like it's just really nice to see them just like that. It's very rewarding, and it's very like, I don't know, it's just very nice.
That's great. That's great that you're able to be there for them. And especially I think that your age, you know, that like you said, even though they may think that you are out of touch with
yes, definitely
with certain things.
Yes, they do.
But you're still, you know, close in age. And I think that's really important in helping youth to grow in their faith. I kind of think, you know, at any age, the people that you can relate to and people that are closer in age at that point anyway. I think age kind of plays a really big role in whether or not somebody wants to to continue pursuing their faith, or just the way that they're impacted by whoever is helping them to grow in their faith.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's great that both of you do that. Sofia, what do you most enjoy about helping with Edge?
I would say the same thing. Just the interactions that I have with the children. They're very they're nice. And I love just establishing that relationship with them, that I feel like maybe they wouldn't have that relationship with an adult, but since we are slightly younger, they kind of have like that fun personality with us. And so I feel like it's easier for them to open up to us than it may be with like an adult. And I just love having that relationship, and I love having I don't know how to explain it. Like, I love that they feel safe with us and comfortable with sharing.
Yes. Yeah, that's so important, that to build that trust with them. Yeah. So on the flip side of that, what are some things that you both have seen that kids maybe struggle with in regards to their faith, or like a specific church teaching, or just in general, maybe they feel like they're challenged at school? What's something you've seen?
Maybe, yeah, I feel like they could be challenged at school, since it is an age where a lot of kids can be very judgmental. Maybe they don't feel as comfortable with maybe praying before their meal, or just praying during the moment of silence in the morning announcements, or certain practices that they do. And I feel like that can sometimes create a barrier within their faith and themselves.
Yeah. That can be difficult at times, right? To outwardly practice your faith when a lot of society, unfortunately, and a lot of culturally, it's becoming less accepted. Although I do think we live in a community where more people are open to Catholicism, right?
Yes, it's very big here. So
yeah.
Did you all experience anything when you were in school, any time that you were uncomfortable maybe practicing your faith or felt challenged?
Yeah, I would say yes. Definitely. And I feel like in high school, when a lot of people are establishing their beliefs, and so they will say like, oh, I believe in this and this and this. And then if like you say something that's not a part of that belief, they will be like, oh, like, why do you believe that? Or like, I don't know, they would just question you about your beliefs. And so that could be very challenging for a person that's trying to establish what they want to believe in.
Yes. You would agree with that, Alejandra?
Yeah, because I remember like even like in high school, especially like toward like the beginning of high school, it was like hard because like obviously like it's to respect everyone's like beliefs and what they believe, but like if it didn't align with theirs, it was like, why? Or like Sofia was saying, like, why? Thankfully, like now, like with Sofia, like we always had very similar beliefs. Like I actually like brought her, like, and I didn't bring her, like she was already like in like the I don't know the word for it.
Like involved. I was involved, but
like I transferred her to Divine Mercy.
You transferred her.
Like, please.
She kidnapped me.
I did. Because she was part of like Life Teen, and she was part of like those groups. But I was like, you know what? And then I just brought her. And now she's here.
Yes, and I loved it.
Yeah. But
so how did that, tell me more about that. How did you kidnap her, transfer her?
It was during the pandemic. I was a part of the youth groups at St. Patrick's. So I did Edge, I did Life Teen, and then I also did my confirmation at St. Patrick's.
Okay.
And then the pandemic hit, and it kind of just threw me off, and I wasn't as, what's the word?
Involved.
Yes, I wasn't as involved in the church, but I would tell Ale like, oh, I would love going to Life Teen and all of these youth groups. And so she was like, why don't you just come to Divine? Like, just go one time. I'm pretty sure you'll like it.
I think it was the retreat.
Oh, yes. It was the retreat before senior year.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll see the retreat. I'll go to the retreat and I'll make up my mind then. And yes.
This was a retreat with
It was
Divine?
Yes.
Over at Divine Mercy. Okay.
But I don't remember like specifically who organized the retreat.
It was probably Life Teen.
I think it might have been. It was like a day retreat. But like I told her, I was like, please come with me, please. Like I don't want to be alone.
Yes.
So you went as a retreater. You weren't. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then I just stayed ever since.
Yeah.
And then a lot of our friends that are a part of our group from high school, they would also go to Divine Mercy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And so we also grew together.
That's nice. I can remember I had a similar experience years ago when I was in high school, and I had, a good group of friends from high school that we all were involved. My parish growing up was St. John Newman, and there were they would host the annual, at the time it was search retreats, and so now I know they have, what is it, Life Teen Acts or
yes.
So, but at the time, search retreats were really big at, especially, actually, I think that may have been the only parish, if I'm not mistaken, that hosted the search retreats. And so, and that was nice, was having that good core group of friends that we were all involved, so we'd see each other at school, and then we would go, to youth group in the evenings, and then we'd host the retreats. And it's great to have that support system, right? With your faith. How did that impact you, being able to have each other and have other friends, all strong in your faith?
It definitely influenced me to stay and to just be more active within the church. And I know senior year, along with another friend of ours, we joined the Bulldog Ministries at high school. And so that was also another extracurricular activity that we would attend. And I feel like...
What's that?
Bulldog Ministries. It's basic. Yeah, it's kind of similar to Life Teen, just cut shorter. It's like 15 minutes. So we would give a presentation, and then we would have a discussion, and we'd have an opening prayer, ending prayer, and it was a quick meeting, but very influential.
Yeah, it was very nice. And then we would have them on the same. Was it the same day as Life Teen, or no? Or were they different?
I think it was the same day. Yeah. So we would stay after school and do Bulldog Ministries. And then a couple hours later, we would go to Life Teen.
Yeah.
And so we would see the same people throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
So Bulldog Ministries wasn't specifically Catholic, right? Or was it?
I think it was.
No, I'm not sure. No, it wasn't.
It was really just for all faiths.
Yeah. Because I believe it was just more speaking about like certain, was it Bible verses?
I think it was certain scriptures.
Yeah. It was like a certain topic, and then we would choose like scriptures which we believed were like more like would apply to it. And so that's why like I think it was very open to everyone, like whoever just felt like they wanted to go and felt like they needed to go, like it was just open. And actually our sponsor was her confirmation teacher, right?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes, I totally forgot. Yes. My confirmation teacher from St. Patrick's was our director. Yeah. Bulldog Ministries. Director.
That's so great. I did not realize that. I mean, when I was at Alexandra, there wasn't such a thing.
I think it was fairly new. I think it was around their third year with the club.
That's nice. That's refreshing to see. I know not every
club,
school,
yes,
well, is so open to talking about religion in schools, and I know there's certain parameters with that like it has to be student led probably initially.
Yes, it is student led.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a neat opportunity that you all had, and great that you had that at school in addition to what you had reinforced at Divine Mercy at your parish.
And I actually think it was. Since it was after the pandemic, our friend told us like, oh, not everyone goes to the club, but we do need some officers or like some people to
help lead.
Yes, to lead and to speak more about the club. And so he reached out to Ale and we were like, yes, of course. And then we recruited a lot of members, and yes, we filled up.
That's great. So you all were served as officers for Bulldog Ministries.
Yes.
Oh, nice. What positions did you hold?
That's what I was wondering too.
I was historian because I remember the president would tell me to take pictures.
Oh, was that the secretary? Because he would tell me to take notes.
Probably. That's
He was
usually
the
what secretaries
vice.
do.
No, that was Brenda.
Oh,
I mean, I just named up. But no, I think it was because we would just be in class and like our friend, he would always be like,
the
I didn't take
president.
notes. Like for me, you're secretary. And I was like, what? So I think it was that. It's because we were also officers in other clubs together. So those kind of mix.
Yeah, I would forget. I would forget what I was
It all
for every
blurs
club.
together.
No, I was vice for the other one.
Oh, yes. I remember you were. Yes. And then I think for that one, I don't know what it was. But I do remember being historian for Bulldog Ministries because he would tell me to take pictures.
No, not for Bulldog Ministries. For Bulldog Ministries, I think, yeah, you were historian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We were positioned.
We were involved.
Yeah, we were there.
So that's great. You all were really involved in a lot of the same things from not just at the same school, but then the same clubs within that,
yes,
and both at the magnet school. And
actually, we were laughing because a couple of days ago, like for the retreat, like they were introducing like us to the parents, and they introduced us as like they're like, oh, the duo.
Oh,
because like we're always
the
together.
He was like the two best friends over there. That's Ale and Sofia. And so I just feel like it's good to be introduced as one. Yeah, we come as a pair.
Yeah, we do. We're always together. And then like me and Sophia were joking around. We're like, I wonder where they pair us. We were wearing the same thing too. We're unintentionally matching. But yeah.
You all think alike.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
we do.
We share a brain cell.
Yeah, we always say that. We actually had a chemistry class together in college too.
Really?
Yeah. We would sit next to each other and we'd be like, ah. And like we would say our brain cell, our singular brain cell is hard at work because it's switching between both of us.
Yeah.
So you all would help each other out, like filling in notes and...
Yeah.
Ale is so good at explaining things. I wish I could just grasp things like that. Our professor was just very, I don't know, he would explain it and then I'd be lost. And then Ale would say the exact same thing. And I'd be like, oh, I get it now. But it's just the way that she would explain it that I would understand better.
But
You're
you
a good
teach
teacher.
me in anatomy.
That's because I gotta learn.
No, yeah, but that's how we all, like, even if we don't have classes together, we still help each other like learn, like
Study, yeah.
like I'll tell her like, oh, like she has anatomy because like her major is like nursing, and so I'll be like, oh, like I'll help you practice, which is helping her practice is just me sitting there while she's like naming like the bones. I'm just like, yeah. I'm her mannequin.
And then since she's majoring in psychology, she does psychoanalyze me a lot. So,
yeah.
And that hasn't put a rift in your friendship.
no. Because I want her to learn.
Okay. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, all my friends are like, Ale, please, you have to stop. And I'm like, I have to learn.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, good practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm taking her free therapy. And so like I get my bachelor's and then I have to charge you.
Oh, yeah.
For you though, I won't.
No, you can't.
I think there might be some ethical issues
Yeah,
with...
there certainly is. But if she speaks to a wall, I'll be like,
anonymously? Yeah.
Anonymously. I can't say that.
It's a tricky word.
Mm-hmm.
Tongue twister.
Yes. Sometimes I can't speak. Or type, for that matter.
Wow. Good luck with the rest of college.
No, but she gets me. Like, I'll type the most, like, random thing, and she's like, okay. And I'm like, Sophia, how did you get that? Like, it was gibberish. I didn't even understand, but she gets it.
I speak Ale. It's a whole different language.
Yeah. A tricky one sometimes.
You all clearly have a very special friendship.
Thank you.
That's nice. That's nice. Not everybody has, that sort of friend that they can rely on, but it's evident that you all, do have a special connection. And I've heard before that that best friends are siblings how does it go? Something like that, right?
Yes.
That siblings that aren't born into your family that God gives you. So yeah, it's kind of a neat blessing.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things you all enjoy doing outside of school, outside of volunteering with Edge? What are some things that both of you enjoy, some things you have in common?
Why are you there?
It's because we recently found like a new place to eat that like all our friends like. That's why. And so it's like Vietnamese noodles. So it's like pho or pho. Like I don't know. I don't want to like.
Oh, downtown. Is it downtown?
Actually, I think there might be a place downtown, but there's one by like Del Mar.
Specifically the one that we attend every week.
Yeah, the one that they know us at.
They know our order.
No, they do know us. They're like, oh, did you come? No, and that wasn't us. It was us. It was. We go all the time. But
it's next to Jimmy John's.
Yeah, which is a place that Sophia likes. She loves Jimmy John's.
Oh, I love Jimmy John's. So if I'm not craving pho, I will go to Jimmy
John's.
Nice.
Yes, but we go there.
We love going there, and then we love hanging out with our friends and just having movie nights or game nights. We love game nights.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite games?
Was it the? Well, we're recently learning Continental or Continental. Yeah, which I don't get it. I lose every time, to be honest. I don't understand the games, but it's really nice. We also play Danish, which I just recently learned after weeks of everyone getting mad at me for playing wrong.
Are these card games or
board? They're card games.
Okay.
Because like, I don't know. We're also very easily entertained, like all of us. Like we're a group of 8, and so it's 4 girls, 4 guys. So it's like perfect. And like, we actually like we didn't just meet like in college. Like, not all of us, but, like, we went to the same high school, but with the exclusion of, like, me and Sofia. Like, me and Sofia were, like, we were part of the same friend group in college. But other than that, like, all of us were different friend groups. And then 2 of, like, our friends, they went to different high schools. Mm-hmm. So, like, we knew each other, but we didn't really know each other. And then, like, college came and we just, like, all, like, became friends. And, like, it's really nice.
That's fun. Yeah. So you take turns hanging out at different houses, at one another's houses and playing games and then going out to restaurants.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and we never, like, we leave super late. My mom was always like, why are you never home? And I'm like, oh, whoops. That's my bad.
Mm-hmm. And last semester, we used to have a dedicated day where we would all go eat. Because it was, like, a specific time that we all had available. And we would just choose where to eat. And we called it Wednesday Feast.
Yes.
We would go eat
on Wednesdays. But then everyone got a different schedule this semester.
Yeah. And then it's like with everything because a lot of us work and I like newly got my job. So like we were supposed to do Tuesdays mornings, but I work Tuesday mornings now. And then like a lot of like I think most of our friends work. Like Sophia works, I work, another one of our friends also works at TMU. So like the majority like of us work. But like that doesn't mean we don't hang out. No, we do.
That doesn't stop us.
Time.
Yes. Yeah, we do.
There is time.
Always.
Sophia, you might want to push that over just a little this way, just so your face isn't blocked.
Hello.
I'm back.
I think it's picking it up, but I just don't want your face to be blocked with it.
Over there.
Yes, the mic is gonna. So Ale, you mentioned you got a new job. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your job.
So I work in TMU recruitment and I started, I want to say 2 months ago. Was it 2 months ago? It was like in February.
I love that you turned to Sophia.
Yeah, it's good.
It was a little after the semester started.
Yeah. Because she remembers better than I do. I have a very bad memory. I forget a lot of things.
No, she forgets important things.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't tell your clients that, okay?
Oh, no, not that. I remember the most, like, random things. I'll be like, oh, yeah. Like they'll, like, input, like, details. And I'll be like, oh. They're like, oh, do you need it again? No. I got it. But, like, other things, I'm just like, what? What is it? like the most random things I'll forget. I just remember, like, what were you going to say that I forgot?
When you started working.
I forgot. Okay.
So it's the not so important, detailed stuff that you tend to forget.
It's because I remember like general things. I just forget a little bit more of the detailed facts. Okay. Like I think I tell her story 3 times because she's like, Ale, you told me. And I'm like, I did?
But I will listen.
Yeah. Aww, it's kind of just like, she listens to me all the time.
So recruitment.
Yes. Oh, I forgot that we're talking about that. Okay, yes. So recruitment, basically, it's like recruiting like high school students like to come to TMU, and my specific position is like student employee, I think it's called. Well, basically I work at the office.
Okay.
And so like we do like paperwork and like I just like do like little reports. It's really nice. Like I like it because it keeps me busy and I love having things to do. So it's really nice. And also I love everyone there. So, because everyone's super nice and everyone's like, it's like me, like that's like the same personality. They're all very bubbly, very open. I'm just like, Nice.
Working with Alice.
Yeah.
Yes, working with Alice.
It's like other Alice. I'm just like, nice.
I think you have to have a more bubbly personality to be in something like recruitment.
Yeah.
So, or I guess you don't have to, but then you probably wouldn't do a very good job recruiting.
That's true.
You really need that interaction to pull them in.
Yeah.
And yes. That's neat. And Sophia, do you have a job?
Yes, I work with my uncle at a distribution center.
Okay.
It's called the store is called SEMA, and
SEMA.
Yes, SEMA with a C. And so I basically I'm just in charge of sending supplies to the manager that is at the store, and she'll tell me like, "Oh, I need more of this product," and I'll be like, "I got you," and then I'll send her more of that product. And then I want to say 2 times out of the entire year, I go to the store and we have like a whole kind of market. And so I just help with the selling. So I also have to put my smile on and have a customer service voice when I interact with clients.
And where is SEMA?
It's near Dallas. I want to Canton. I think it's the city. So it's like an hour east from Dallas.
Wow. So you get to drive up there a couple times a year and
Yes, I love that place.
Yes. You love as in the city?
Yes, I love the city, and I just love it's such a different environment too. I don't know. Like I love the trees and the greenery is what I mean. It's so pretty.
And so Canton is a suburb of Dallas. So I imagine, do you deal with a lot of traffic with like the Dallas highways, the major traffic?
It's a lot. I never really knew how... Sorry. I was never aware of how big Dallas was until I first started going. And so we would sometimes drive into the city early in the morning, which is when a lot of employees that are near Dallas or in the suburbs of Dallas drive to Dallas and they work at Dallas. And I was just amazed because we were in the middle of the highway. We would be in the middle of the highway and we would just be stopped.
Yes.
And it's incredible.
Yes. Very different from Laredo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Houston for a few years, for probably about 10 years. And so very similarly, traffic is
insane.
It is. But you learn when you're native to the area, you learn the different routes to take and the different times to go. I think right before I moved there, I had someone who lived there, a friend who lived there, who said, leaving 5 minutes earlier can actually like delay you half an hour. And so sometimes just a little change in time, because you're going to either hit that, rush hour traffic and be stuck in line for a long time or you move through. So yeah, not something we really have to deal with here in Laredo.
No.
Thankfully.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you see yourselves staying in Laredo and continuing to be active here? Or what are you thinking?
I definitely want to explore a different city, maybe just have a different experience outside of Laredo. Mm-hmm. So I feel like for my master's, I would like to actually go to Houston and just do my master's there for a while and see what happens there. But since my family is here in Laredo and in Mexico, I feel like I would still have that connection with Laredo.
Yeah.
That's good.
Me too.
Are you thinking also that you'll leave, but still?
Like, I would love to, eventually come back because, like Sophia said, like, my family's here.
Yes.
Like, and so, obviously, there's always, like, that connection to home. Like, Laredo's, like, it's our home. But, like, I would also like to, like, explore and, like, leave other places because, we've been in Laredo, like, our entire lives. And also because, like, of my career, I would also like to, like, see, like, different, like, experiences, I guess, or different like point of views, because in like here specifically it's very limited to how many psychologists like you have, like the number is very small.
Yes.
And like so I would love to come back and open my own clinic. Like I think that would be awesome, but I would like to experience it in other places.
Sure. Yeah, the experience is good. Well, we've talked about how you've helped others, the middle schoolers kind of grow in their faith. now I want to hear a little bit about your own faith. And I know we touched on this a little bit just in saying with Sofia that you were active, prior to joining Edge. You had been active at St. Patrick's. So that was where you all were parishioners and you kind of grew up at St. Patrick's?
Yes. My family, we started at St. Jude.
Okay.
I believe, yes. Yes, St. Jude, yes. And my mom was very involved there for a really long time. And then,
she was involved in different ministries, or did she work?
Yes. Yes, she was the one that would take us to church, and she'd be like, oh, I have to go to meetings, and we would stay with her at the meetings, interact with the other children of the parents. And we were just, by we, I mean my siblings and I, we were exposed to just going to church frequently at a very young age. And so from St. Jude, we moved to St. Patrick's. I don't remember when. I think I was in middle school. That's when my dad did his Acts retreat.
Okay.
And so he became very involved. And my mom was like, I don't like being in different parishes. And so we moved to St. Patrick's. And then that's where I did my confirmation. And I started attending Edge and Life Teen. And my older brother was also involved in the youth groups there. And so I feel that also helped me stay
involved.
Yes.
Nice. And then obviously you joined Divine Mercy Parish.
Oh, yes.
when you started helping with Edge. And so that is now basically your parish.
Yes, I do go there a lot. I still go to St. Patrick's.
Yes.
But I attend Divine Mercy a lot more.
Yes. And Ale, how about you? Have you been at Divine Mercy? Were you there growing up?
Yes. Yeah, I was. I remember, I think I did, my first, that I remember, I did my communion at Divine Mercy. And then from there, I think some time passed. And there was a time when I was just, really, really, really involved in, the church. And that was when I joined Edge as well. And I joined Edge, I want to say it was the 7th or 8th grade. I'm not completely sure.
Okay.
But I joined, and from there, I was like, wow. It was that, fire. It was I was like, oh my gosh. I want to keep coming to church. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's amazing. And, and then there was, a gap. And then I joined Life Teen. And then again, same thing. I loved it, and it was amazing, and it was wonderful. I joined my sophomore year. Was in it my junior year, and then our senior year when we were in it together. And then from there, somewhere in between I did my confirmation. I forgot, but somewhere in between my confirmation was done. And then after that, that's when, after that, I finished Life Teen. And then that's when we helped with Edge, and that's when we became more involved and actually helped in retreats, teaming instead of just living them.
Right.
And I think it's just a different experience. I think they're both beautiful, but I think teaming it and seeing how everybody goes in and comes out a different person is something that's truly really, really, really nice to see. And it's also very encouraging to see. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. There's a big difference when you're on the other end of it and when you're helping with it.
Yes.
And seeing that.
Stressful at times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it's, like Ale said, it's a really nice experience just to see how the retreatants are, and also giving them a good retreat, or how do I explain it? Making the retreat, I feel is what I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes. The planning that goes into it beforehand to make it something that they're going to get the most out of.
Yes.
What you mentioned, you this fire was lit when you were in Edge. And so can you explain that a little, what you felt and what ignited that fire?
I think it was I remember just going in general, no shame to my middle school, but I always felt I didn't feel I was I fit in, or I belonged, or whatever. I just always felt kind of separate.
Excluded.
Yeah, kind of excluded from that. And so when I went there, it was just different, I felt I was somewhere where I belonged, where I was meant to be there. And a lot of the people I met there are actually some of our close friends now. And so I think it was just something very it was very nice. And then actually I think what made what lit like that fire was like the retreat, because it was like, I don't remember a lot of things, but I vividly remember like we were sitting there, and then like Fire Burning in My Soul, I think, played, and I had never felt such like I just felt it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, like it was always a struggle to like feel like God's presence or feel like he's there, or like I know like people being like, oh, like I feel it, and I would never feel it. And I was always like, ugh. And then like I went to the retreat, and like I heard that song, and I was like, oh, like it was chills, and like I felt it was amazing. Like it was just something that was just so like touching, and like just a vulnerable time. And I just think that really just helped. And it was just beautiful.
Wow. That's very special. God comes and talks to us in different ways and at different times, and when we're open to it, and when we're least expecting it sometimes.
Yeah.
So, Sophia, do you have, a time that you can recall, something like that? Like what has ignited that fire and that passion for your faith?
I would say what ignited my faith would be Ale.
Yeah.
She really just helped me open up a lot more. Like before, I would go to all of these youth groups, but I feel like I wasn't that I wouldn't open up as much, and I would just attend the meetings, listen to the talks, do the prayers, and not really reflect on what they were actually saying. And ever since Ale took me to Life Teen, I feel like I became a lot more open with my faith, and I, like she said, I allowed God to enter my soul, and yeah, that's what started my faith.
Wow. That speaks to the value of community, I think, and that's important within our church, the community aspect of coming together, of supporting one another, of all of us, growing together. And I think that's wonderful that you all, had that experience, and now you're helping to create that for others through your involvement with Edge and assisting with that. What is there anything in particular that you think can be done to further help youth in their faith walk to continue growing? Anything that, I know there's always room to improve, to grow, but anything that you all from your own experience can speak to.
I think having someone that shares like similar values, and that like that you can confide in them, like I think that helps so much, because like Sophia had mentioned, like I feel like my faith grew so much with her too, because like I felt so safe to talk to her about like things that I don't think I'd ever felt safe with anyone else to talk about. And so I think when like, especially because they're like at such like a young age where like everything is just like, like fitting in, and like everything, like we're also like social creatures, so obviously like fitting in is always going to be something important.
Yes.
But especially at that age, so having someone like with you, and having someone who like has like similar values to you but can still like help you like push your faith, like I think that's just a really important thing, and I think that's something that could help like the youth a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to ask you all just a couple more questions, but
yes.
some fun facts, kind of changing the, tempo,
yes.
for lack of a better word, of the conversation. What app do you use most on your phone?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's hard.
I feel like it's the obvious. It's TikTok. I
forgot that was enough. Yeah.
What do you watch on TikTok?
Oh my, anything. I get like the randomest videos, like just funny videos. Like it would literally be a dog or a chicken, and like there's just like one trend, and it's like, guess what chicken got in the pool without permission, and it's like different chickens, and it's like a chicken that's like,
but they're
wet.
like little chickens.
They're fake chickens. It's weird, but I find those so entertaining, and I send them to Ale. I also love watching cooking videos.
Yes.
Me too.
I love it. I love cooking videos, and I also send those to Ale.
Yeah. Makes me really hungry. Like, will I make them? No. But
I recently got one for pho. And so I was like, Ale, we have to make pho. We go all the time. Might as well learn how to make it.
But it takes hours. Yeah. I'd rather just go and order it.
6 hours to make it.
No. Well, I think, about 6 hours. I just know it's a lot of hours.
It's like an overnight thing.
Yeah. And I was like, no. I better have patience to make chicken and rice. Like, I don't have patience to, like, have that marinate. No. Probably just eat it raw.
So would that be your favorite app too, TikTok?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's the one that I'm most on. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to cook? So y'all mentioned cooking.
Cooking
videos. Cooking or baking?
Oh, I love baking 1,000 times more baking. No, I don't know how to work with spices yet. But I love baking. I recently made brownies.
Oh, brownies are good. From scratch?
Well, I bought the box recipe, but instead of using like I use eggs, but instead of using like the oil and the water that they tell you to add, I added like butter and coffee because that enhances the chocolate flavor and vanilla. Oh. They were so good.
So you do substitutions to kind of make it your own.
Yes.
Nice. How about you, Ale?
I like cooking, but I hate washing dishes. So every time I make it, I'm like, no. Because I also can't eat until I wash the dishes. So I'm like, no. So, but I love making like pasta. Oh, it's so good.
Ale's Alfredo pasta is the best thing ever.
Really?
Yeah. I've been told by Sofia. So it's amazing.
So from scratch?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I made it once and I was like, and now I make it all the time. Well, whenever we're also both lactose intolerant, so we can't eat it that much, but we still eat it.
Yes,
but
I'm sure there's some tweaks you can make in there too. Yeah, right.
I saw they have like oat milk heavy cream, so I want to try making it with that. But if it doesn't taste the same, I'll be sad.
It's okay. We'll take it. We'll sacrifice ourselves.
Yeah, you have to adapt to the flavor. Or you're saying sacrifice as in
yeah.
The lactose intolerant ignore that for
That's often what I do.
Is there a favorite or not a favorite, but is there some place that you all would like to vacation to that you
vacation? Yeah. I'd love to go to Greece. There's this city, I love cats. And so there's this city that's infested with cats. I'm allergic to anything with fur, but I love cats.
She has a cat.
Do you?
Yes, his name is Finn. He's an orange tabby.
Finn. Oh. I have a cat named Snowy. So my kids named the cat Snowy. What color would you think Snowy is based on the name?
White?
Yeah, no, she's gray. So my husband always says, these kids have never seen snow, and so they don't know what color snow is. But we live in Laredo.
Yes.
So any snow that we've had, it's mixed with dirt. So
I was going to be a little concerned if she was like yellowish. I was like, oh
no. Yeah, we probably would have drawn the line there. So yeah, we have cat lovers here. And our producer behind the camera, he has 2 cats. So he's a cat lover too. Yeah.
I love cats.
Yeah, I want one.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, when I go help, because sometimes when she's out of town, I go feed her cat.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very tempted to steal him. But I don't. Out of respect.
If he goes missing, you'll know.
No, yeah.
He'll be at my house.
You can't be the caretaker.
And Ali, is there a place you'd like to vacation to visit?
I actually would love to go to... Where was it? Oh, Australia. Like, I want to go there so bad, but I hate planes. So that's going to be difficult to get there.
That would be very difficult.
Yeah. I don't know how else I would possibly get there, but...
A boat, yes.
I'm also seasick. So I don't think I could be on a boat either.
We'll bring Australia to you. I'll get you a kangaroo and a koala.
Thank you.
You just need to just sleep the whole way.
Yeah, that's what, when I went to Europe, I didn't sleep the day before, so I would sleep on the plane because I was like, and
it worked?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. And then it was great. When I was asleep.
Great. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us here at Who's in the Pew, for shedding some light on just kind of something different that we haven't talked about too much here. And we've never, you all are our youngest guests. So I love that, just hearing from people who are involved at an age when a lot of people turn away from their faith and tend not to be involved. And then, of course, what you're doing with kids who are younger and getting them involved and helping to ignite that fire in them. That is so very important. So I think it's very inspirational and very admirable what you all are doing. And I hope you continue to stay involved and, that God continues to just lead you down different paths to continue to help grow that fire in the youth.
Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for having us and for allowing us to talk more about Edge and about our faith.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Who's in the Pew. We hope you will join us next time. And we greatly appreciate all of our viewers, all of our supporters. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you.